So we have here is mission. This is the game board. Did the first turn, kind of lost all my apostles to bad die rolling. Only two guys are left. A very interesting, nice production solitaire game here. Theme's pretty interesting. You have a nice setup card, not setup card, counter tray, and then turn record chart here. And then you have a turn sequence chart, which is really great just to follow that thing, and if you need to read the rules, it tells you which rule to read for that step. And it pretty went smoothly for the first turn, and the game has a series of grouping of turns of things that happen through these different ages, so you get to, so the game kind of changes up and things come on the board during those changes. There's 4 of them. And the production here is pretty nice. You don't have the soot from like the old Victory Point games. And the paper board is a nice thick paper, got texture on it. Cardstock on the player aids are really nice, and we'll see how the next age turns out. So this is the end of turn 2. Things are not going well, I think, because all my, as previously, apostles died by the time they hit their second one or first here in Rome, but I didn't explore over here along this track, like track A. I didn't even get beyond Rome. That's the first thing. But over here looked pretty good on track D, and track E things were okay. Basically because those were the 2 tracks that the apostles survived on. So not a lot explored, and not getting a lot of money to do things, as typical in these games. Got lots to do and very little ways to do it. And so the next is the Age of Constantine, which is 7 turns. No, Pax Romana, and then the Age of Constantine, and then the Fall of Rome. So let's see what happens in all of that. So this is the end of the Age of Pax Romana. Dark Ages level up to 2. Kind of muddling my way through here. I haven't really explored quite a bit. Mismanaging my money, but this is big time learning. But I decided to get the Greek Bible up and running because I can't translate any of the other Bibles until that's done. And this thing gives you a free conversion on the track. The other interesting thing in this game is that your tracks are not running hordes as of yet. So you're going, it happens later in the ages, and then the Islamics come in even after that. So that's when your headaches really begin to get problematic. The heresies are really problematic because you got like this one, he's 5, got to roll a 5 or a 6 to get rid of it. He's a 4, and this is like a 4. The agnostics are quite high too. So, kind of learning the rules, seeing what is the best choices, which I'm not making at this time. Alright, we're going to start the next age, age of Constantine, which is 5 turns. Pax Romana was 7 turns. And onward. So this is the start of the Fall of Rome turns, which are going to be 6. I kind of made a big error. You're not allowed to save your money at the end of the turns, and I was saving it to build the Bible, so I made a mistake. So in the new money gets added, there's a couple 6s in there, so one's going to be making the Greek Bible. Even though I did a few things in the tracks for it, can't change those, but I stopped using the Bible. Kind of forgot a few rules already, and I wasn't able to do much through these 5 turns because I got almost barely any money to do anything. A lot of heresies came out, causing me problems, and then this root is in schism, so is this one, because of the change of religion on the track. Luckily, this one up here, Orthodox, stayed not schismatic, so that worked. And so only this, yeah, C is the only one that doesn't have a religion faith on it yet. And yeah, this series had the councils, which were adding these on the tracks, and a lot more theologians that can do many actions for free somewhat on your tracks, but I was losing some, and now I'm up to 5, and if at the end of the turn it's at 7, game over. Some of the die rolls on these things have been pretty bad. So, start a new age, and we'll see what happens. Another rule I forgot, since I'm not playing this in one sitting, is these tracks that had more than 3 green lands. This track E and D for multiple turns was adding +1 to my money. So in that case, I'm thinking the Greek Bible has been built, and so I can use it, because there was a few times that I would have had enough money to do it. But now that this track and this track are in schism, I don't get that money, and with the more money I could have done other things, so it's all gonna kind of fudge it and work with it. So continue on. So this is the overall look of the end of Fall of Rome. So we start the rise of Islam. Will be the new few turns. So a lot of fighting up here with the Burghers. Pushed back. Vandals did a lot of fighting and pushing here. Able to convert the Saxons over. Pretty quiet on C track and E track. the Turks came down in here. I'll probably have to set that. I have to check the rule on the Christians change because of the Turks there. I think they do. Yeah, so interesting to see how this goes. I'm still having problems with my die rolling, trying to get people converted and exploring, because a lot of times I was having heretical emperors and all my bishops were inside the Roman Empire, so they couldn't move out. So that really hampered me for quite a few turns. And I noticed with that you can't really explore, and it's getting weird. I was actually did all the Bibles are done, so I got those victory points in the bag, so that's helpful. And we'll see what the next 4 turns. Yeah, so the game, we got 4 turns for the Rise of Islam, and then 3 turns for early Middle Ages, and then just 1 turn for the Crusades, and the game ends there. So 27 turns. So this is the end of the Rise of Islam age. They rolled pretty badly. They're being pushed out by the defenses. Didn't get very far. Except they had a last turn, blitzed all the way to Spain. But couldn't go any further. Trying to explore out here, cover everything. Persia's down to 1, kind of holding their own. And it's on to the early Middle Ages for 3 turns, and then the final turn. And Dark Age I used. Actually, I should drop that one down one more. It was up to 6, and now it's back to 4. Well, this is it. I calculated the victory to conditions for it, and I got over 100, so it's massive victory. But I think that's just me making too many mistakes. But I mean, these guys went nowhere due to die rolling, which was pretty wild. And because like all this was never taken, and it was pretty bad for the thing. But this thing has got 27 turns, kind of long for a States of Siege type game, but keeps you engaged from what I can tell right now, and I'll probably play it again so I'm not making mistakes, and see how luck of the draw works that the next time. But I mean, this is a nice twist on the States of Siege game. So, and that's it.